Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. I hope you will come joining and engaging with me momentarily. So, are there secrets? Are there hidden realities that my family is keeping from me? Or would you say that's not true? Or would you say, hey, Gina, how you doing? Would you say there's hidden realities or secrets that my family is keeping from me? Or, do you not know? I guess I've said it over and over again. All right. Pizza Pasta says, what's going on, big dog? Not much. Pete, do you think there's hidden realities that my family is keeping from me? You think there are secrets? Pizza Pasta says no. So I got some Whole Foods sushi here. First, we got the crunchy California roll. Gina says, your family doesn't look like lunatics to me. And your father, Poppy, seems great. So I don't think your family is keeping anything from you. They tell me you need to take your medication. Take your medication. Gina says, let's say worst case scenario, they're keeping secrets from you. Somebody says, there's nothing you can do about it now. But I want honesty and transparency, though. I want to know the truth, no matter how bad it may be. Were they hanging out with rich, famous, interesting people and excluding me from that? Pizza Pasta says, I'm thinking about buying a charcoal grill to bring to parties. Would that be a good choice? I think so. I think grilling is kind of fun. My father occasionally grills for me, and it's very enjoyable. Would you say what I'm living through is one of these, I can't handle the truth? Because if they told me the truth is so bad, it will make me righteously angry? Or is this more, it's all delusional? Like, which one would you say it is? Somebody says it's all delusions. You're just a lost delusional man. They say you're thinking you're more important than you are. Somebody says, yeah, the truth is you're delusional, and that's basically it here. This is a shrimp tempura. Giant Big Glider says, you refuse medication until your mind finally goes. Then it's off to the psychiatric hospital for you. Pizza Pasta says, I think I'm as unimportant as anybody could be. You're important here, Pizza Pasta. You're important in the inpatient and cell warders community. Pizza Pasta says, thanks, Big Dog. Thank you. Gina says, I don't think psychiatric hospitals work other than getting dangerous people off the street. I agree with you. I actually agree with you. I think if somebody's a danger to themselves or others, obviously it's a good last resort. But basically, don't go to the psychiatric hospital unless you're a danger to yourself or others. You know, because those places are barbaric. And they just slap you with tons of medication. You're more likely to get cured by going to a psychiatrist outside, you know, outpatient. Somebody says, though you're headed to the psychiatric hospital, Andrew, you're on the fast track there. All right, I'm going to get some water here. Okay. Giant Big Letter says, you're not a danger to yourself. You're not a danger to anybody else. So you're not headed to the psychiatric hospital right now at the moment. You know, so, you know, why would you be going there? However, you certainly could use some medication. Giant Big Life says, holy cow, bro. He says, that's not what I said. Okay. What do you say, giant pig letter? Sometimes Multiplex asks, Andrew, do you feel our society and government are built strictly on lies? This is philosophical. Some people say money, which is a man-made construct. It doesn't really exist, but yet we all work for money, and it gives us power. Giant Big Letter says, your mind is rapidly deteriorating. You're going to end up homeless or in a group home, and both of those are worse than any psychiatric hospital. How do I undeteriorate my mind? I feel like I do have neurological damage, to be perfectly honest with you. How do I reverse that or undeteriorate my mind? I guess human interaction, socially engaging with people, get out there and start stimulating your mind, basically. Engage with people, socialize with people, get self-esteem. Gina says, basically do the opposite of what you've been doing. All you've been doing is just sitting alone, posting on social media, and your brain is melting. You're turning into a vegetable mind. Somebody says socializing by itself doesn't help your problem fully. I mean, that's a fair point, though it certainly doesn't hurt. Giant Big Letter says, take your medication. Your neurological damage is untreated mental illness. And Kyle says, you do socialize even if it's not as much as you want. A Horn Dog asks, have you fired your social worker yet? To be honest with you, I should get a new one. The sessions are only a half hour. I think it's a long drive and a waste of time, to be honest with you. But it's somebody to talk to. I have nothing personal against who I'm seeing. It's just I'm getting nothing out of it. It's just a waste of time. I don't like dislike him, and I listen to him, and I don't think he's hurting me. I think he's helping me, and he's giving advice to the best of his ability. I just don't think he's as good as Dr. Garrett was. And I also don't think I'm really getting much out of the sessions. But I think it's just a waste of time. It's a long drive and a waste of time. But what else would I be doing? I'd be sitting alone in my apartment posting on social media. So it's somebody to talk to for a half hour a week. My mother wants me to go. My father wants me to go. So I don't know. Giant Big Large says, that's how it goes, though, Andrew. No, somebody says your mother would get mad if you fired him. No, I don't. I mean, she just wants me to talk to somebody, and I guess he's somebody to talk to, right? Somebody says basically anything other than what I'm doing. This is, why don't you find a psychotherapist? That's a good idea, Kyle. Somebody says, and maybe give the Fountain House another chance. I would love to go back to the Fountain House, and I would love to reconnect with some of the old friendly acquaintances and friends there. But there's also some people I don't want to run into there. I mean, I did have some of the best times in my life when I was in New York City those years, like 5 years ago. But also, I don't want to run in. I don't like drama. I don't like, getting uncomfortable. I don't like people who don't want to see me getting upset. So I just want to avoid all that. If somebody says apologize to the staff and the social workers and the people you made uncomfortable and move on. Yeah, I mean, I hate difficult conversations, as we all do. But I would love to go back there, maybe. And it is expensive, though. It's a far train ride. But I would love to resume what I was doing 5 years ago, because, quite frankly, I'm doing nothing right now. My life is just stagnant. But obviously, if I go into New York City again, stop checking behind myself for hypodermic needles every 5 seconds I walk. Somebody says the Fountain House is a better place to go than NAMI. Somebody says you really messed that up, huh? Yeah, I mean, I did. On my end, from my perspective, I have no animosity towards anybody. In fact, I like the people that might not like me. But they might not like me. On my end, there's no animosity, and I like the people. But I don't know from their perspective how they see me. And that's that's the problem. There's just some people that I might not want to run into. Why am I shivering? It's not that cold. Maybe the air conditioning is on. Maybe the air conditioning is making me cold. Somebody says, stop looking back to the past and stop looking behind you and start focusing on what's ahead of you. Don't check behind you. Check in front of you. Somebody says, why would you have any animosity? You were the one who was wrong. Okay, giant big lighter. I mean, fair enough, but... Somebody says, right now all you do is you go to the movies with other men. And it's like a date and you're not into men. So the Fountain House is better, Just go to the Fountain House instead of going on like dates with men. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because frankly, I have no desire to date a man. And who knows? Maybe I can meet another girl. Maybe I can meet a girlfriend there. So it says dates with men could be fun if you're into other. I'm not into other men though. I'm not into. In fact, it's frustrating. I'd rather be socializing with a sexy, cute lady. Or a cute schizophrenic lady. I mean, I'm not into men. That's the problem. See, that's the problem. The sauce says, I'm a man and I'd go to the movies with you, bro. See, I'm not into men, I mean, maybe that's not what I'm into, So maybe I'll reach out to the staff worker from the Fountain House that, I kind of texted too much. And I'll say to him, look, dude, we used to get lunch together, and could I come back on Fridays maybe? Or, could I come back? A horn dog asks, "Would you ever star in an adult video with a woman?" Well, hey, nobody, wants to date me right now. Nobody wants to even like I hardly have any friends who are even women. So let's get me a friend who's a lady first before we think about adult videos with women. And besides, I'm kind of getting old. Somebody says you get paid $200 to star in an adult video. That's really not that much money. Is it worth it? I mean, I don't know. If I had a girlfriend, and she wanted to, create a video, I would do it for free. I don't. It's not about the money. Though I could definitely use some money. I mean, I got less than like $1,000. I probably have less than like $300 to my name. So I could definitely use the money. Hey, Horn Dog says it's something to think about. It's something to think about. Fair enough, Horn Dog, but unfortunately, nobody wants to, star in an adult movie with me. So that's that's kind of an issue in itself. And if I were, I'm getting old, I'm on an antipsychotic Abilify. I might have to get, some sort of medication prescribed like Viagra or Cialis. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. It's been a while. Somebody says, "Do you think Tyler Robinson is attractive like Luigi Maginoni?" Now, Luigi was legitimately attractive. Tyler Robinson is ugly. Somebody says Luigi spoiled us, because he happened to be attractive, but everybody else is not really attractive like Luigi Maginoni. Somebody says Tyler Robinson's ugly as fuck, man. But Luigi is hot. Luigi's got the good looks. He looks like a model. Oh, the ladies, they like Luigi, even though he's a murderer. Somebody says, we did a comparison between you and Luigi won. Yeah, I'm seeing some photos of Luigi, and he looks like he's gaining some weight in prison. He's not as hot as he once was, but I'm not going to. Somebody says they want to see the comparison, me and Luigi. So that's me on the right. This is me right. This is me right here. This is me, and on the left, that's Luigi. Somebody says I choose Luigi 100%. Somebody says, look at those abs. Look at those delts. Yeah, all right, guys. So he says, Luigi's got this one. I'm sorry, big dog. I'm sorry, Andrew. Giant Big Letter says, don't you think the reason you don't know any ladies is because you don't take your medicine? Like, no one has an untreated schizophrenic in their friend group. I mean, that's a good point, Giant Big Lighter. Oh right, guys. I think thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna hit the bricks here. I think I'm gonna peace out. Somebody says Luigi is a good-looking guy, Andrew, but you can definitely beat Tyler Robinson. You're definitely more attractive than Tyler Robinson. Yeah, Tyler Robinson was ugly. Somebody says, though you're handsome, Andrew. Thank you. I almost called Horn Dog Luigi. Thank you, Horn Dog. Thank you, Horn Dog. Horn Dog is Luigi tweeting, not tweeting, we're not on Twitter. Horn Dog is Luigi commenting from YouTube, from prison. Oh, wow, that's real dementia there. Horn Dog is Luigi commenting on YouTube from prison. There we go. Yeah, I think they probably take your cell phones and your internet and access to the outside world away if you're in prison. So I don't think Luigi is going to be tweeting or doing anything from prison, really, on social media at least. Oh. Imagine they gave the inmates access to social media. That might be funny. It might be a funny experiment. They probably all get suspended. Somebody says, Andrew's a good guy. He wouldn't associate with nefarious criminals. No. I would not associate with nefarious criminals. Of course. Somebody says, they smuggle YouTube into prison. How so, Peter? How do they smuggle YouTube into prison? I'm not really familiar with how they do that. They sneak cell phones in? Horn Dog says, I believe Andrew has a part in getting Rex Humerman arrested. Nobody's ever said it. I mean, I doubt it, but I was making videos about the Long Island serial killer, and he did live one town over prior to him getting arrested. So you never know, but I doubt it. Somebody says, I was making videos of it before the arrest, and he lives close by. I mean, it's possible he knew of me. I mean, he might have Googled the Long Island serial killer and saw some obnoxious, man-child making silly videos. Who knows? I mean, I don't know how they caught him, really, but they did. And it's good because he was probably the most wanted man on Long Island, All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get going here. Crazy Carl asks, how long have you been making videos? Like I do since 2015, so about 10 years. How many videos have I made? Some people say over 15,000. Has any gone viral? Not significantly, but the Big and Small Mayonnaise video went viral. Someone says, later, big dog. Enjoy your night. All right, adios.